Let's talk Tanya for the 14th of Elul of a leap year. Today we begin chapter 15 of Igeres HaKodesh. Unlike the first 14 chapters, which were all letters, it doesn't seem that this was a letter, but seems more like an essay which the Alter Rebbe wrote on the topic of the 10 spheres, the 10 divine attributes. And we know that when God created the world, He created the world by way of these attributes. These were the tools that He used to create our world and all of creation. And much of Chassidus is devoted to trying to have a better understanding of these spheres, of these attributes. And the obvious question is, how in the world do we even think that we can begin to have an understanding of God's attributes? These are God's attributes. These are divine attributes. These are infinite. Who are we to think that we can have some sort of understanding in them? I mean, can a person who is blind from birth possibly envision, understand what colors are? Why do we think that we can have an understanding in the divine attributes? So the Alter Rebbe cites a verse from Iyov which says, "Mibsari echze elika," which means that from my flesh I can perceive God. And the reason for this, the way we can understand God is by looking and understanding ourselves, understanding our physical makeup, our spiritual makeup, the interplay and relationship between our souls and our bodies. And the reason for this is because we are created in God's image. And God designed that specifically that way, so that we should be able to look at ourselves, and by having a deep understanding of ourselves, we can also have some sort of understanding in God also. So God has 10 attributes. We also all have 10 attributes, and that is actually what we're going to be doing over here for the rest of this chapter, is trying to understand the attributes as they are within ourselves, and then realizing that somehow through this we can gain an understanding of God's attributes. Besides the fact that we have 10 attributes because we're created in God's image, within the souls of every single Jewish person, within our souls, there is the light of God. The infinite light of God shines there also, which also allows us to have some sort of understanding of the light of God as it is in the higher worlds and these attributes. Now, before we get super excited and we're like, yay, okay, I can understand God. All I need to do is look at myself, and if I have a self-understanding, I can also understand God. The Alter Rebbe in tomorrow's Tanya is going to give us a very powerful disclaimer so that we should understand that yes, we can understand God, but there are great limitations on exactly what we can understand and how much we can understand, as we will see, God willing, in tomorrow's Tanya.